If occupation is the root of the conflict, then this whole story should fall apart in under 60 seconds. Because the occupation everybody screams about wasn't even the first one. And the ones before Israel, nobody protested those. Let's talk about the occupation they never mention. Shalom everyone, I'm Igal, and this is Middle East in less than 5 minutes. Today we are flipping the script of one of the most repeated lazy slogans online. The Palestinian issue isn't terrorism. It's a barbaric, racist occupation that must end. Great, let's talk about occupation. But not the TikTok version, the real one. Let's start with the occupation they never mention. When people scream occupation, they point at Israel. Always Israel. But let's rewind history by about 5 minutes. 1948, Israel declares independence. What happens? Egypt invades Gaza and occupies it. Not for a week, not for a year, for 19 years. Jordan invades Judea and Samaria, later renaming it West Bank, and occupies it, also for 19 years. During that time, no one asks Egypt for a Palestinian state. No one demands Jordan and the occupation. No protests, no boycotts, no TikTok videos with sad piano music. Well, there was no TikTok back then, but you get the point. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. The world didn't care about Palestine until Israel showed up. 1964. The PLO joined the party. Let's jump to 1964, 3 years before Israel controlled the West Bank, or Gaza. The PLO forms not to liberate Arab lands from Egypt or Jordan, but to eliminate Israel. So when someone claims occupation created resistance, remind them the resistance was created before the so-called occupation ever existed. Then came 1967. Arab nations encircle Israel and openly promise genocide. Israel wins, and suddenly Gaza is no longer under Egypt. The West Bank is no longer under Jordan. Israel didn't wake up and decide to expand. Israel survived a coordinated attempt to wipe it off the map. And overnight, magically, the world discovers occupation. Where was this energy from 1948 to 1967? Nowhere. Because the outrage isn't about land. It's about Jews controlling land. The real occupation is indoctrination. Here's what actually occupies Palestinian society. Hamas indoctrination, Fatah indoctrination, jihadi martyr culture, schools teaching Jew hatred, media glorifying terrorists as heroes, UNRWA textbooks erasing Israel entirely, generation after generation raised to hate, not coexist, to destroy, not to build, to die, not to live. That is occupation, a mental occupation, a moral occupation, a cultural occupation, and it's barbaric, racist, and bloody. Their words, not mine. And yes, it needs to end. Not Israel's self-defense, not Israel's existence. The real occupation. Arab regimes who used Palestinians as pawns. Terror groups who hijacked their future. Leaders who taught them death instead of dignity. Israel didn't occupy Gaza. Egypt did. Then Hamas did. Israel didn't occupy the West Bank. Jordan did. Then the PLO did. Then Fatah did. Then Hamas tried to. The people posting slogans online won't tell you that, but history will. So if you want to talk about ending occupation, great, let's end it. And jihad indoctrination, and glorification of murder, and the political exploitation of Palestinians by their own leaders, and the fake narrative that Israel is the start of the problem, because the real occupation didn't begin in 1967. It began the moment Arab leaders realized that Palestine was the perfect tool to weaponize against Jews. Thanks for listening to Middle East in less than 5 minutes. I'm Igal. Shalom and stay sharp.